understand the drama made in Korea, you must first step into the shadows of the 1970s. It was an era where the boundary between politics and organized crime was practically non-existent. In this world, orders whispered in secret rooms determined the fate of the nation. One man stood as a beacon against the darkness. Kim Dae-jung wasn't just an opposition leader. He was a symbol of hope that the dictators desperately wanted to extinguish. His voice was growing too loud, and his influence was spreading across the borders to Japan and the United States. The Korean Central Intelligence Agency, the KCIA, could not let this continue. They devised a plan so bold and reckless that it sounds like a movie script. The objective was simple: silence him forever. The location: the heart of Tokyo. Codename: Operation KT. Elite agents were dispatched to Japan, blending into the bustling city life. They were ghosts in suits, moving with lethal precision, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. August 8, 1973. Hotel Grand Palace, room 2212. Kim had just finished a meeting with a fellow politician. He stepped out into the hallway, unsuspecting that the corridor was no longer safe. The trap had been set. In an instant, chaos erupted. 5 burly men pounced on him before he could even scream. They shoved him into an empty room, their movements practiced and brutal. This was not an arrest, it was a kidnapping. They pressed chloroform-soaked gauze over his face. As his consciousness faded, the terrifying reality set in. These were not foreign enemies, they were his own countrymen, sent by his own government. He was drugged, bound, and stuffed into a large backpack like luggage. They took the freight elevator down to the basement, bypassing the hotel staff and guests. The audacity of the operation was chilling. A black sedan was waiting in the underground garage. They threw him into the trunk and sped away into the Tokyo night. For the next few hours, he was a ghost, traveling towards a destination known only to his captors. They drove for hours, leaving Tokyo behind and heading towards Osaka. The rain poured relentlessly, washing away any tracks. Inside the car, silence reigned, heavy with the weight of the impending murder. At the Osaka port, a shadowy vessel named the Yeongjim-ho was waiting. It wasn't a passenger ship. It was a covert operations boat designed for missions exactly like this. He was transferred from the car to the boat, moving from land to the lawless sea. Locked in the dark hold of the ship, Kim awoke to the sound of roaring engines and crashing waves. He was blindfolded, gagged, and utterly alone. The realization hit him. He was being taken out to the Pacific to be disposed of. On the deck, the agents prepared for the final act. They bound his limbs to a wooden board shaped like a cross. Heavy weights were attached to his body to ensure he would sink rapidly and never resurface. The ocean was pitch black, a watery grave waiting to claim him. One of the agents whispered, "It's time to send him to the Dragon King." Death was not just close, it was inevitable. In those final seconds, hanging over the edge of the boat, he prayed. He didn't pray for forgiveness, but for a miracle. He pleaded to Jesus for his life, promising to dedicate the rest of it to the people. And then, the impossible happened. A brilliant flash of light tore through the darkness, blinding the executioners. It wasn't lightning, it was a high-powered searchlight from the sky. An aircraft roared overhead, flying dangerously low. Some say it was a CIA plane, others claim it was the Japanese Maritime Patrol. Regardless of its origin, its message was clear: we are watching. Red flares dropped around the ship, turning the dark ocean into a sea of blood. The agents, tough as they were, panicked. Their covert mission had been exposed to the world. The order came through the radio, frantic and urgent. Abort. Abort immediately. They hauled Kim back onto the deck, untying the weights that were meant to drown him. He lay on the cold deck, shivering from shock and hypothermia. He had looked death in the eye and survived. But the journey back was filled with uncertainty. Would they kill him later, or let him go? 5 days later, after a terrifying journey back to Korea, the car stopped in a quiet alley in Seoul. It was near his home. They pushed him out onto the street, battered and bruised, but alive. 129 hours after he vanished from Tokyo, Kim Dae-jung knocked on his own front gate. His return was nothing short of a resurrection. The family he thought he'd never see again wept as they held him. The world demanded answers. He stood before the press, showing his wounds as proof. He spoke of the kidnapping, the boat, and the red flares. But the government in Seoul denied everything, calling it a fabrication. He had survived the assassination attempt, but his freedom was the price. He was placed under house arrest, imprisoned within his own walls. The ocean didn't kill him, but the regime tried to bury his voice. This harrowing event serves as the dark backbone of the era portrayed in Made in Korea. The characters you see on screen are reflections of the real men who executed these orders, and those who resisted them. Decades later, declassified documents revealed the truth. The CIA had indeed intervened, acting on intelligence to save his life. It was a rare moment where international pressure halted a dictator's hand. The man they tried to drown in 1973 would go on to become the president of South Korea and a Nobel Peace Prize laureate. His survival changed the course of history. If he had died that night, Korea as we know it might not exist. Made in Korea is a story of economic miracles, yes, but it is also a story written in blood, sweat, and the unyielding spirit of survival. The Tokyo abduction is a reminder of the cost of that miracle. History is filled with secrets buried deep beneath the waves. What other stories lie hidden in the shadows of modern Korea? The truth is often stranger and darker than any fiction. Join us next time as we uncover another file from the archives. This is the Korea Files. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more true stories behind the K-drama world.